Welcome back. Today it's Central Ideas, the questions that ask for the main idea of the whole text. Students lose these by grabbing a true detail or restating the topic instead of the actual point. I run the same 3 checks every single time, and we'll mark up 5 together. Easy warm-up first and 2 genuinely tricky ones at the end. Here's the whole method. Check 1. Find the claim, the one sentence the whole text is built to support. It usually sits right after a pivot like but, yet, or in fact, or in the very last line. Check 2. Say the whole text in one sentence. Put the point in your own words before you look at the choices, the idea every sentence serves, not any single detail. Check 3. Match on scope. Keep the choice that covers your whole prediction and cut the 3 traps. Too narrow, too broad, and distorted. Question 1. Our warm-up. Check 1. Find the claim. The passage opens with the usual salamander story. Gills lost, adult crawls onto land. Then the turn. The axolotl never makes that change. The last line is the point. It becomes an adult without leaving its childhood body behind. Now say the whole text in one sentence. The axolotl grows up but keeps its larval body, unlike other salamanders. Lock that in before reading a single choice. Now the choices. A says the axolotl grows feathery gills and a finned tail early in life. That's one detail, and every larva has those. It's not the point. Set it aside. C says most salamanders lose their gills moving on to land. True, but that's the setup the passage overturns, not the idea about the axolotl. Rule it out. D says amphibians generally undergo dramatic changes as they grow. The passage is about the one that does not change. D points the wrong way. Cross it off. B says, unlike other salamanders, the axolotl matures while keeping its larval body. That's our sentence. We keep B. B wins because it states the whole text point, grown up but still in the larval body. Each trap grabbed a detail, the setup, or the exact opposite of what the text says. Question 2. Find the claim and watch for the pivot. The movies show daily gunfights at high noon, but then historians who combed the records tell a different story. That turn is your signal. The claim lands in the last line. The lawless west of the screen was largely a later invention. Say it in one sentence. The wild, violent frontier was mostly myth, not what really happened. To the choices. A says towns made visitors hand over their guns. True, but that's one piece of evidence for a calmer West, not the overall point. Toss it. B says the West saw no violence of any kind. The passage says a handful of killings, not 0, so B overshoots the text. Off it goes. C says movies shaped how Americans picture their history. Too big. The passage corrects one specific myth. It doesn't theorize about movies in general. That one's out. D says the violent frontier of the movies was mostly myth, not reality. Both halves, exactly. D stays. D is right because it keeps the correction whole. The screen version was myth. The record shows something calmer. The traps dropped a half, stretched too far, or claimed more than the text. Question 3. And here the claim is quiet. Check 2. Say the whole text in one sentence. 30 years teaching the same course, could recite it in his sleep, and yet every August he rewrites the notes from scratch. The line that matters is his reason. A lesson he could give without thinking is one the students can tell he isn't thinking about. So the main idea is this. He rewrites so his teaching never goes on autopilot. Predict that, then check the choices. The choices. B says he has taught the course for 3 decades. That's the setup that makes his choice surprising, not the point. Scratch it. C says his colleagues think the rewriting wastes his time. That's someone else's view, mentioned only so his reasoning can answer it. Drop it. D says experienced teachers prepare less as they grow familiar with the subject. He prepares more. D runs against the passage. Gone. A says he rewrites every year so his teaching never slips into routine. That's our sentence. A holds. A captures why he rewrites, not the facts around it. D is the trap that states a general rule the passage is built to break. Question 4. Harder. The old explanation, red autumn leaves are just leftovers, revealed as the green drains away. Then the pivot, but red pigments are not leftovers. The tree makes them fresh at real cost. The claim is the last part. The red works like a sunscreen so the tree can pull nutrients back before the leaf falls. Say the whole text in one sentence. The tree makes red on purpose to protect the leaf while it reclaims nutrients. Hold that prediction. The traps here are built to pull you off it. Now, the choices, and on a hard one you test each against your sentence. A says hidden pigments become visible as chlorophyll drains. That's the old leftover idea the passage rejects. Knock it out. B says making red costs more than making yellow. True, but that's the evidence the passage uses to argue red is made on purpose, not the claim itself. Away it goes. D says trees evolved red to warn insects away. The text never says that. It's an explanation from outside the passage. Eliminate it. C says the tree makes red on purpose to shield the leaf while it reclaims nutrients. That's our sentence. C wins. C is the claim every sentence points to. The traps were the rejected old view, a true supporting fact, and an invented reason, the three usual suspects on a hard one. Question 5, the hardest. Notice the catchy phrase up front, computers would bring the paperless office. But watch what follows. Paper use climbed rather than fell, because printing got easy and people printed more. The claim is right there. The computer raised paper use instead of ending it. In one sentence, computers made offices use more paper, not less. Check 3. Match on scope and cut the 3 traps. A says computers made printing far easier. That's the mechanism, true, but the point is the surprising result it caused. More paper. Cut it. C says offices should go back to filing cabinets. The passage never argues that, it only reports what happened. Push it aside. D says the paperless office phrase captures how workplaces really run. The text says paper went up, so D contradicts the passage outright. Strike that. B says computers increased how much paper offices use instead of eliminating it. That's our sentence. B takes it. B names the reality that undercuts the famous phrase. D is the nastiest trap. It hands you back the very slogan the passage just disproved. That's the method. Find the claim, say the whole text in one sentence, then match on scope and cut the 3 traps. 10 fresh Central Ideas questions are waiting in the printable practice test. The link is pinned in the comments. Work them cold, then check yourself. See you in the next one.